Good morning, everyone. This is Alex does Sudokus. It is Friday, the 21st of August, 2020. Happy Friday. So I've moved on to a new channel because I think I've historically collected a lot of subscribers from all walks of life on my old YouTube channel. So I thought I'd move to a new one just for my Sudoku videos. And yeah, here we are. So this is the hard New York Times Sudoku, and let's have a go at solving them. We will be adopting the Snyder notations, so we're only pencil marking 2 candidates within a cage at a time, if possible. If there are 3 possible candidates, we'll leave them blank and see if we can actually solve the puzzle. So let's see. The pair of ones locks a pair of ones up there, and that's it. So what I tend to do is move around the entire set of numbers from 1 to 9, looking at the entire board 1 number at a time, because then if I've got a hidden pointed triple, then I can use that to help me do more notations as well. And so let's look at the 2s. 2s, I've got 2 down here because of these 2s locking the column, the rows even, and that 2 locking the column. So I've got another pair of 2s up there because of these 2 pointing me upwards. And these 2s gives me another set of 2s over there. So I think that's all the notations I can do. Looking at the 3s, I've already locked myself in for one with either these 2 3s or these 2 3s, and that locks another pair of 3s up there. I've got a pair of 3s over here because of that 3 and that 3, and I think that's all I can do. So let's move on to 4s. 4s, I've got a pair of 4s there thanks to these 2 4s sandwiching with this 4 my 2 candidates. This 4 sees 2 of the 3 remaining cells in this cage, and that gives us a 4. So that leaves me with a pair of 1s and 5s. So should we have a quick look and see if we can do anything with that? So we've got 2, 6, 7 and 9 left in this column. I can see 6 and 9, but I can't see a 7. So let's move on in that case. What was I looking at? 4s. So I've got another 4 here because of these 2 4s sandwiching the 4 in this column, and I've got a 4 in that row. So now I've got another pair of 4s here because of these 2 4 looking this way, and that 4 seeing that cell. So I think that's all the 4. No, I've got another 4 here with these 2 4s and these 2 4s. So I think that's all the 4s pencil marked in now, leaving me with a set of X-wings. So that means 4 is quite a strong number, maybe useful to know later. 5, the 5s, we've only got 2 of them, and they leave me with 3 possible candidates, so we're not going to touch them. I think I have to move on to 6s. So we've got the same situation with 6s. We've got 3 candidates left, thanks to only having 2 6s. Here we've got 4 candidates. So we can't do anything with the 6s yet, so that's another weak number. And I'll come back to weak numbers later. 7s, I've got a pair of 7s there, thanks to this 7 locking those cells, and this 7 locking that row. So that gives me another pair of 7s over there. I've got another pair of 7s in here because of that 7 combo. And I think that's all the 7s I can do. 8s, I've got a pair of 8s. Here, and so 8s are weak as well. I've only got 2 of them, and I can't see anything else, so let's move on to 9s. These 2 9s interact, giving me a pair of 9s there, which in turn gives me another pair of 9s over here because of the pointed pair nature. Don't think I can do anything else with the 9s. Okay, so that's disappointing. Still got a lot of work to do. I've only filled in 3 numbers, but let's do another quick round. In fact, I can now see a pair of ones here. Oh, actually, no. I've got a pointer pair of ones down here, so that's a 1, and that's a 7. And that's the beauty of Snyder notations when you... so I've got 1s and 7s here. These ones basically takes out the 1 candidate, forcing the 1 over here. And by doing that, I've eliminated one of the 2 7 candidates that I've annotated in this cage, meaning I've only got 1 possibility left for the 7. So that's how we'll be using Snyder notations in general. And the new 1s allows me to pin another pair of 1s down here. And that does something powerful because I've got another pair of 1s looking up. And they're locked into the same columns 1s and 3s, out of 2 of the 3 cages in this vertical axis. And what that means is in this cage, the 1 has to be in the middle column, which pins them there basically. And what that does is that creates a 1-2 pair for us. And with the 1-2 pair, we can push the 7 out because one of these 2 cells has to be a 1 and the other has to be the 2. So they cannot contain any more digits. Therefore, the 7 is out here. And that 7 looks that way, doesn't do anything for us over there, but looking up gives us another pair of 7s. So whilst we're here, we've got a triple here. So it's always worth looking, investigating triples to see if we can do anything with them. So these are 3 7s and 6s. So I'll be looking across to see if there are any 3 7s or 6s. And we only got a 7 in here. So that means I can't resolve this triple yet because this is a 3 and 6. These can be 3, 7 and 6. So, where was I? I think I just did a 7. I was looking at the 1s, that's it. So let's rewind back to the 1s. And can't do anything else with the 1s. So let's see if we can do anything with the 2s then. 2, 2, 2. 2s. So they're locked in 3 possible cells, so nothing can do with that. What about the 3s? 3s, 3s, 3s. Don't think I can do anything with 3s either. Let's see. Got distracted because my phone just went off. Nope, nothing on 3. So what about 4s? 4, 4, 4. 4s are actually left as 2 pairs of X-wings. So 5s. So I've got pointer pair of 5s, always important to use that. So that gives us another pair of 5s over there. And I think that's it. 6s, that's 6. Now sees into these 2 cells. Oops. That gives us a pair of 6s. And... oh, actually. So this pair of 6s are useful because now we see a 6 and a 7 in this cell through the pointed pairs, and we were looking for 3, 6 and 7 early on here. That basically means the 3 has to go in there, which gives us a pair of 3s over here as well, and a pair of 3s up there. And that's also powerful because we have the same scenario as the 1s before. The 3s are pinned on rows 1s and 2s. That means in the 3rd cage, they have to be down here on row 3. And we've got 3 here, eliminating that 3. So 3s and 9s are now resolved. And that 3 in turn resolves this 3 here. And I think that's the chain completed. What about the 9? The 9 doesn't do anything for us here. So, okay. So let's rewind back. I was looking at the 3s and a 3 over here. So, and I was doing the 6s, yes. So, 6s, it's nothing, oh, another pair of 6s over here, and that's it with the 6s. So, making progress, slowly. 7s, got a pair of 7s up there. Oh, got excited for a second. I thought I spotted something. I thought I've got another situation where the 7s are pinned on 2 rows, but I actually misread. These are actually the top 2 rows. So that's no use for me. 7s. Nothing on 7s, so what about 8s? Nothing on 8s either. No, so 9s. Can we do anything with 9s? So we're left with a pair here. So these are actually 6 and 7s. So what else can we do? 9s. 9, 9. So nothing oh, hang on. There's a pair of 9s over here and a pair of 9s over here then, because that 9 blocks these 3 cells, and we've got a pair of 1s and 2s, but also we've got a 9 looking down here anyway. But since the 9 can't go in there, the 9 has to go in here, creating a pointed pair. And that still doesn't give us anything else, only pencil markings. So we've done 2 rounds around the board, and done a healthy number of numbers. So I think it's always worth looking at. So for instance, let's look at this triple. We've got triple here because these 2 cells are locked as a pair of 1s and 5s. So 1s and 5s can't go in these cells, and that is useful because I know this is 2, 6 and 9 because I've got pencil markings of 2, 6 and 9s in those 3 cells left. 3 pencil markings, 3 cells, and assuming that we haven't made any mistakes with the pencil markings, they're the only candidates left. And I can actually see, of the 3 numbers, I can see 2 of them with this cell. I can see the 6 and the 9 out of the 2, 6 and 9. What that means is they cannot be 6 or 9. It has to be a 2 then. So that 2 unlocks another 2 for us, and locks another pair of 2s over here because of that 2 and that 2 locking these columns, and I've got this 2 here locking that row. So 2s, we're left with another 2 sets of 2s. Okay, so these are now 9s and 6s, so it's not useful for us. We've got another triple here, so I know these have to be 6 and 7s, but also an 8. But basically, this cell cannot be a 6 and 7 either. The reason being is 6 and 7s are already pencil marked in within this cage, so there's no way that can be a 6 or 7. So therefore, it has to be the only remaining digit, the 8. So that leaves another 6 and 7 there, but I'm going to leave that notation for now. I don't think I'm going to need that just yet. So we come back to that later, because with Snyder notation, it's safer than pencil marking in your pairs on rows and columns if they don't fall in the same cage, because if you do, then if I put the 7 and 6, if I put the 6 and 7s there, I may get confused later thinking, well, I've only got 1 candidate for 6 and I've only got 1 candidate for 7, so why haven't I filled it in yet? And so I'm going to leave that for now, and this 8 locks a pair of 8s down there, and a pair of 8s up here. These are 8s and 7s. So anything else I can do? 8, 8. Not that I can see, so that's 6 or 7. Okay. Can I do anything here? I've got 1, 3, 8. No. Oh, sorry. That 3 should be cleared. So I've got 1, 5, 8, and 9 in this cage, but I can't see any 5, so I haven't pencil marked in the 5 yet, but they can go in any other cells, so that's no use for us. Any other weak areas? This 6-9 pair can't be resolved just yet, and that's a 6 or 7. Have I got any triples that I can look at? Yeah, I've got a triple here. So what is this? This is 7, 5, 5, 7, and 8. 5, 7, and 8. I can see a 5, but I can't see an 8. Oh, actually, these two cells are 8 because I've got 8 pinned on columns 7 and 9, so these are 8. So 5, 7, and 8. I can see a 7, I can't see a 5, so actually this triple doesn't unlock itself, but pencil in these two 8s. I can see another pair of 8s here pinned on rows 8 and 9, so in this case the 8 has to be on row 7, so that creates another pair of 6 and 8, which pushes the 5 out, so I've got ourselves another 5, and that gives us another 5 over here because of that 5 as well, so that locks another 5 here because of these two 5s, and nothing else here. What about this 5? Yes, this 5 locks a pair of 5s because I've got a pointed pair of 5s looking up. A pointed pair basically means you can't have the same number. Also, just noticed that's not... I've already got an 8 here, so that's 6 and 8 has already been resolved, which means that has to be a 9 now because that was a 6 or 9. That probably does quite a lot of things, so I've got a pair of 8s here now because these two 8s locks a pair of 3s and 8s up there. So in this column, I've only got one cell left, and that's a 4. No, it's a 9. So that 9 erases another pencil marking 9. So these two 9s now pins a 9 in here, but I've got a 9 up there, so that has to be a 9. Does this 7 and 8 resolve? Yes, it does, because I've got 7 there, so that's 8 and 7, so that has to be a 6 now. So that locks a pair of 6s in there, because of that 6, and that 6, and this 6. Okay, I've got 1 8 pair there, but I see an 8, so 1 and 8 are resolved, and that gives us another 6. So this 6 looks up blocking these 3 cells. I've got 1 2 pair there, so the 6 has to go in there, and that unleashes the 4. So I think 4s are done now, although we didn't erase any pencil marking with the 4s, unfortunately. Can we do anything else now? Let's see, there must be some new weak areas that we can attack now. So 1s and 5s. So I think there's a lot that we can do right now. I've kind of lost my place because what I normally do is when there's a chain reaction, I'll follow the steps and then just like erase things one at a time. Actually, I remember what I missed out. It's these two 6s. That 6 unlocks this 6. So that's another 6 filled in. And I've got another pair of 6s up there, but that's no use for us right now. So what I can do is just basically look around the board and see if I can fill in any more digits. So let's do just that. So 1s, I've got 1, 5 and 9 here, and I only see a 5, so that's no use. In fact, I should be able to do this without doing any more pencil markings, so let's challenge ourselves and do that. Can't see anything with 2s, 3s. 3s are up here, but they're still not resolved. 3 and 8, 3 and 8. No. 4s are done, so what about 5s? 5, 5. Okay, so this 5, well actually, the 5s are in here, so I've got a pointer pair of 5s, so the only remaining 5 in the... Oh, actually, yeah, this whole column only had 1 cell left anyway, so that basically forces a 5 in there, and I just erased a 6, so 6 goes in there, and that resolves the 6, 7 pair. This can only be a 7 now, so that being 7, that means the 8 and 7 can be resolved, and that 7 pushes the 7 in there, 2, and 8. And this is now a 1 and 9 pair. We'll leave that for now. 3 and 8. Well, I've got an 8 up here. I've got 3 and 8 on this row. I've got an 8 down here, so that's going to be the 3. That's going to be the 8. So that resolves to 1 as well. So now this is 5 and 9. I've got a 5 over there, so that has to be the 9 and 5. And that also means that's 1, that's 5. That means that's 1, and that is now a 9. And finally, that's a 2, and that's a 1. And that's today's New York Times hard Sudoku. I hope that's been useful, and please like and subscribe. I will be doing this daily, and yeah, I'd be really appreciated if you can support my channel. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!